Welcome back to The Big Spin. In the first of our series, it's time to honor one of 5 teachers in the state of California chosen by the school superintendent's office to be honored as Teachers of the Year for 2008. Joining us to do that is an actor who's appeared on Scrubs, That 70s Show, and countless commercials. But he's best known as the most deadpan man at Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, sales representative Stanley Hudson on The Office. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Leslie David Baker.
How are you?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Such a pleasure.
Please tell us about tonight's teacher.
Okay. Andee Aceves teaches 3rd grade at San Altos Elementary School in San Diego and believes she has a special perspective on her students. Many of her fellow teachers had always intended to teach and come from a long line of educated family members. Raised by non-English speaking grandparents, Andee experienced the disconnect that many school children feel between home and school. Growing up, Andee says she felt like an uninvited but tolerated guest at school. She was that bright, skeptical, and belligerent child that teachers talked about disparagingly in the teacher's lounge. Having been that child gives her an empathy that other teachers may not have. She says she understands that loving, caring parents cannot always help with homework. She recognizes the strength of the unruly child who comes to school despite the chaos he or she may live in. Her personal teaching style reflects this unique perspective in that she takes the needs of these students into account, strives to make a difference in their perception of school, and to remove the barriers that interfere with learning. She says she wishes to ignite in her students a desire to learn, combined with the proof that they can achieve. She says if you expect to come into her classroom and find students quietly working, you have another thing coming. She feels noise is an essential part of the learning process, whether they are learning about probabilities, writing a personal narrative, or creating a habitat with construction paper. She makes sure to spend a few minutes each day one-on-one with each student in her class and feels strongly about emphasizing a sense of community in her classroom so each child can see his or her part in the big picture. For her efforts that go well above and beyond the call of duty, Andee Aceves has been named by the State Superintendent of Schools as one of 2008's Teachers of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, a warm welcome right now for Andee Aceves.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Andee Aceves, on behalf of the California Lottery, I'm proud to honor you as one of 2008's Teachers of the Year.
Thank you very much.
Andee, can you please tell us about the inspiration board you created for your classroom?
Sure. I thought it was really important that some of my students who don't always have parents who come to parent conferences or back to school nights, that they understand that everybody wants their children to succeed. And so what I have is an inspiration board, and I ask my students, I start off by bringing a picture of my grandmother in and simply share her picture and say, this is my Nana, she taught me to work hard and get a good education. And then I invite them to bring pictures of their family members to put on the bulletin board, and they act as our classroom cheerleaders.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the special needs children in your classrooms, Andee.
Last year I had a student who had autism, and he had had an aide all his years. He was a 3rd grader and had become very dependent on her. And unfortunately, in October, she got ill, and when I would ask him to do things, he'd scream and say, I can't, I have a handicap, I can't do that. But we encouraged him, and one of the highlights of last year was when he announced to his mother and to us that he felt that he was almost normal. And so I thought that was good.
Oh, wow. That's great. Well, you are representing the best of the best, so it's an honor to have you here on our show today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Andee Aceves, ladies and gentlemen.